So you can't see this because the camera is like focusing on us as opposed to like the contents of Kitty's bed, but my bag is on the bed, and on top of the bed is Kitty's cat, who just basically like walked up to it, sat his butt on, and is like,
Mine. He does that.
Yeah, and I like that. He's looking at me like, yeah, this is mine now. Excuse me, this is mine. Thanks, Ganto. Trashed your cat, confirmed. Hello, Riley. So welcome back to Max and Kitty Talk About Anime. Today we'll be talking about episode 7 of Durarara Season 2, called, Moscow Does Not Cry Tears.
Can you just look at the title?
Moscow.
No.
Okay, guys, okay. Can we please make Crow a thing? Like,
you instead of your password.
Instead of Moscow Does Not Believe in Tears. That's the name of the episode.
Trash.
By the way, I used to mistakenly say Crow, supposed to crow.
Like in last week's episode.
Yeah, now I'm just doing it on purpose because Kitty hates it. So yeah.
True dat.
It's Moscow, not Moscow.
No, it's not.
Moscow.
There's no R.
Make Moscow a thing.
There's no R in Moscow.
Leave Moscow in the comments to piss off Kitty. And I'll love you forever.
So, this episode was
okay. So, let's
get the elephant out of the room first.
Yeah, which elephant, which happens to be a Sloan's name in Russian. Huh.
That's cute. I hope they are all named after.
Yeah.
Well, Dennis isn't a Russian
well, that's not his code name, though. And neither is
Samya?
Is Samya?
It's his name, because Simon is his name that he took in the Coming to Japan, I think.
Interesting.
Anyway, the big elephant in the room is... every season, you have to have an episode that has horrible animation, and I'm hoping it's just this one episode because we just had it.
The animation was not good.
It was really 90s, where it's like pan shots.
Yeah, it was like
backgrounds that don't do anything.
And that pseudo animation thing where you have like slow transitions, like cross dissolve in between frames to make it seem as though people are moving.
It's really bad.
It was especially bad at the beginning when you see Simon, and it's like, that's not Simon.
His eyes were cross-eyed in one of the first shots.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, it felt like they had 2 animation teams to make this episode.
Yeah, because there's some stuff that looked nice.
Yeah. And especially, like, the first part with, like, Verona in her ninja outfit.
Yeah.
Like, it looked smooth, and she looked fine.
Most of the stuff with Henri and Verona looked alright.
Yeah.
And Celti's stuff looked pretty good.
And of course, you could tell that it was doing that, like, shortcut thing where, like, you see a frame, and it's all, like, zoomed in and almost pixelated, and then it zooms out to show, like, a full scene.
It's so bad.
It was not good.
Can this please be the only one? Please.
I do kind of hope, because it makes sense that, like, during the production process, they're like, okay, we don't have enough time to make a full episode, but we gotta get the next episode ready already. So, you know what? Second animation team, just give us a slideshow.
Yeah.
Neon Evangelion style. We'll get it done.
There's always 1 episode or 2 episodes that do that, and it's usually only 1 or 2, so...
And along the middle, I mean, because we're 7 weeks into the show, so...
Yeah, and they gotta be tired at this point, and just like... Yeah. It's almost time for the season break if they get like a week break, so it'll be okay. Yeah.
Let us hope that this is the only time we're gonna have to deal with this. With that being said, though...
The episode itself was alright.
The episode was actually pretty good.
As long as we got past the animation stuff.
Yeah. We had a couple of hiccups at the beginning because this episode deals heavily with Verona and the Russians, and a little bit with Mikado and Isaiah talking and bonding, I guess. The story, it does open up with, I assume it's Simon narrating, right?
What? I don't even remember who narrated this episode.
Somebody was narrating, and they talk about like the 2 different types of...
It was Simon, sorry.
Yeah, the 2 different types of Russians. And of course it shows the 2 links to the Russian, I guess, assassin team. Drakon, which is, who also happened to be Verona's father, and another man...
No. Draco is not Verona's father.
Draco's
second-hand man. Is Verona's father.
Okay. Yeah, a tall Russian man who is Verona's father.
Yeah, who actually looks a lot like him, and I was like, he looks familiar, kind of, and then we're like, oh.
Yeah, and Drakon, who is the big, fat, like, Russian man with the bear on his head, I assume, right?
Yeah, and they're buddies.
Pretty silly.
There's another one that they cut to, and they don't really talk about them, so I don't, there's another Russian thing, but it's probably not important if they didn't talk about it.
So, no surprise with the predictions that we had. There is, of course, a connection between all the characters and the people of Russia Sushi.
Yeah.
And we did discover, though, that Egor had been sent to Japan to look for Sloan and Verona, who happened to be their Russian code names for Crow and
Crow
and Elephant.
Elephant.
Yeah, so that was cute.
An elephant together.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah.
After that, of course, we got to see Verona's backstory, and she was like distanced from the other kids, and she didn't spend much time with her father.
Yeah, because she was the kid of a baddie.
Yeah, of a baddie.
And everybody knew she was.
And she was a giant nerd, reading books. Lol.
She read all the time. There's this giant bookshelf, and she just read all the time.
Yeah.
And those were her only friends.
It was all light novels.
No, I think there's lots of science.
Yeah,
stuff.
a lot of sciencey stuff. Yeah, it was cute, and of course you get.
And she's just so cute and baby face. And she's got a little ribbon in her hair.
Yeah.
And it symbolically falls out when she kills someone as a child.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. We also get to see her murder her first person, and the cat is sleeping on my bag.
He's like murdering, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, I do that every day. Anyways,
that was fucking brutal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she electrocutes a man to death. Yeah,
there's a burglar, and she plans this all out before the burglar finds her.
Yeah,
and she starts up all the faucets, and then the waters come in, and then he falls onto a skateboard, goes into the bath, and then she drops a fucking dryer that's that's plugged in and on him, and it just explodes the house.
It was kind of crazy.
And then, but she was doing it for her dad, because then her dad finally noticed her.
Yeah, yeah.
Dad senpai noticed me.
A little problematic, and then we actually get to see how more problematic that becomes.
Oh my god,
she
just keeps fighting and fighting, and Simon and Dennis train her.
Exactly,
of course, Samya. Samya is Simon's Russian name.
Yeah, we assume. And I'm gonna check later if it's actually it translates to something in Russian. Maybe it does.
Maybe, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Although Igor and Dennis probably don't translate anything.
Probably doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think before we move on to the second part of the flashback, we get a random scene with Mikado and Isaiah talking about the dollars.
It's still them talking from the last episode.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just still talking about it. And Isaiah's just walking around town, talking to Mikado. Yeah. What up? I'm gonna go.
Yeah. What do you take from that?
Because
to me I was a lot like, the dollars are changing. Did you know the dollars are changing? They're changing, and you better change as well.
Yeah.
And it was just papa.
It feels a lot like he's continuing his advice from the season 1 half ender, where he says, you have to keep evolving if you have to keep changing to evolve and all that jazz.
Okay.
So. I think he's just giving him advice, really.
Yeah, which
is kind of weird for Isaiah.
Yeah, it seems strangely out of character, especially with the things he does later. But we'll talk about those in time. Right after that, we see the rest of Verona's flashback, in which she's trained by Samya, or Simon, and Dennis. Yeah. And then she actually, in the narration, we learn that she learned that a mob was out to get her father, or rivaling, So she actually goes into the base and murders everyone.
There's just bodies everywhere.
And the narration makes it clear that she wanted to impress her father, and of course he's like, no, and he slaps her. Yeah. And it's funny.
I think part of that was pride, because he wanted to kill all those people.
Yeah, and kind of
she did it single-handedly with she's sitting there reading a book as this guy's got his head in the fire. Yeah. She's like, whenever I did the thing.
And also, it's kind of the idea of her being uncontrollable. Yeah. It's kind of I didn't order you to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of just shows how much more powerful she is than everyone else. And it's the fact that after that she's rationalizing, why did I do it anyway? Because I knew he wasn't gonna be impressed. So why did I do it? Because it was fun. Because it was fun. Because it was fun.
Really interesting.
And that's interesting. I want to see some more of her character.
And I like that she's not supernatural.
Yeah.
And she's still that strong.
Yeah.
That's kind of a new twist, because Rui is super strong but supernatural, and Celti is super strong but supernatural.
Yeah. And Andre is super strong and supernatural.
The only other person that exceeds that expectation is Shizuo. Who is not supernatural but super strong anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they get paired up a lot.
Yeah.
Shipping.
Shipping.
That's how shipping works.
That's how shipping works.
And then right after this, Verona goes and sees Henri with the thing, which I was right about.
Yeah, the thing. Yeah. Yeah, your prediction was right.
I was right.
Yeah. Verona had been actually sent to bother Henri, which we still don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. We'll find out maybe.
And this is actually the point in which both Kitty and I went, oh, that's right, because we were both afraid for Henri, and then we realized...
Oh no, Celti has to come and save her, quick!
Yeah,
she's gonna die!
Yeah, and just as Verona's about to, cut off, her...
It's, down by her, uterus?
Yeah, but how is that gonna keep her from walking? It's weird.
That would really hurt.
Yeah, that would really hurt, yeah. And just as that's about to happen, we see, a sword, and I'm like, oh, that's right, Henri can... She can defend herself.
There's a really like haunting image of
Yeah.
her with the her glasses glowing red, like
Yeah,
her
exactly.
eyes. It's
Yes.
super
She
badass.
did the anime thing with the glasses.
Yeah, but all red like her
All
psych
red, yeah,
eyes.
yeah, yeah.
And then Verona's like, shit, I'ma die.
Yeah, and I like that she's really quickly overpowered.
Yeah.
And she has that moment of narration. It's like, this is what it feels like to be overpowered. This is what it feels like to find somebody stronger than you.
Yeah,
and she's like
she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, yeah. Also,
but kind of accepting it.
No, did you get the thing that almost she wanted to die? Because
Yes.
she's like, it's like, I wonder what it feels like. Is this
Yeah.
what it feels like? And she's like, my body's moving without me thinking. And she's like moving closer to the sword to like get Saika to like slice her off or something.
Yeah, she wants to know what it is like to be slashed by that blade.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder if she knows that somehow it's supernatural.
Maybe?
Because
it's
like,
weird. Yeah, she was
why
talking
else
like
would
that.
anyone go after Henri except Saika?
Yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah.
for my baby.
I wonder who knows about that though.
All the Yakuza know about it. So maybe
yeah.
if the Yakuza informed the manager that gave them the jobs, maybe he knows about it somehow.
Yeah, that would make sense actually. Of course, Verona is brought back to reality thanks to
as we go.
Yeah, exactly. We hear a
Something's
horse,
here.
and then Sloan is like honking at the
horse in the city.
a horse in the
Honk,
city.
honk. Verona, get back here.
And of course, yeah, Verona escapes in her ninja outfit.
And then fucking it blows her Celti. Tries to blow Celti.
Well, Celti shows up and chases them, headless. And we, of course, foreshadowing that we're talking about that Sloan and Verona had stolen some anti-material rifles, which are, of course, those of you who had played shooter games, it's a really high-caliber brand of sniper rifle. And of course, she brings it out, shoots Celti, and then they drive off, being all like,
we did it! She disappeared. Oh well, who cares?
Yeah, and we have a slight bit of a setup because Verona realizes that Celti had tagged her motorcycle with
she had her
the
shadow
dog
strapped
string.
around.
Yeah, and she was like, we have to get rid of it, or we could use it to set up a trap. So we have a nice setup there for something that can happen later.
They do have to kill the Black Rider.
The Black Rider, yeah. And right after that, of course.
And then I'll get to the Mikado Uzaya stuff in a minute.
Yeah.
But Celti and Henri meet up. Henri's like, oh my god, are you okay? And Celti's like, I'm fine, I just threw up a shield around me. And then we get this cute moment where Celti is like, do you have a helmet or a mask or something?
She lost hers.
No, you see the scene, it's kind of heartbreaking because like for a second you're like, is that her only one? Where it's like out in the middle of the road and she's trying to get to it and the truck runs over. With that typical truck sound.
Yeah.
And then Henri's like, can't you make a helmet out of shadows like you made for me? And a little poof of smoke pops up, and then she's like, "Oh yeah,
I can
do that."
That was cute.
And then you see her later. Henri's got the same shadow helmet on too as they're riding to go have a sleepover.
Yeah, at Shinra's place.
We're gonna
and that's pretty much where that link of the story ends. And then we are left with a very strange scene, like 5 out of 5 strange right now. We see the end of the conversation between Isaya and Mikado.
And Isaya's actually getting like super friendly with Mikado. Like he's telling him to call him Isaya and not Kanro or Orihara-san.
Yeah.
And like Mikado like totally accepts that and he's like, oh cool. So they basically stay up all night talking, actually.
Yeah.
Which is really gay. And then Mikado gets off the phone with him and he says, you know what, I used to think Isaya was sketchy, but he's actually a really good guy. And I'm like, excuse me?
And he's like falling asleep on his desk and he's smiling. And he's smiling and I'm sitting here like,
really
this
gay.
is really gay.
Also,
and I don't,
no, Mikado, he's really not.
Yeah, and it's funny because like, we ended up watching that last part of the episode like twice because we had to like process that. Yeah, the narration
also
as well.
Just like, that's really gay.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here like, you can't trust Isaya, like, at all.
No, he has all your information. He's gonna feed it to the Yakuza or something.
And again, it feels really, like, it feels
slightly super personal. No, there's a line where Isaya says he was worried about Mikado, actually, which is really out of character for Isaya and really gay.
So like, I'm sitting here like, thinking, I'm like, you're trying to use Mikado. You're clearly trying to use
Mikado, or he's actually, like,
caring about it?
Maybe he's just tired of not having friends.
You know what? Yeah, ever since the hot pot party.
He's just wanted a friend, and Mikado understands him.
He did actually mention that earlier in the episode.
Yeah, he has no friends.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just jealous because I never had friends like yours,
Oh, like you even. Oh, God.
Yeah, oh.
It's really
No, okay. See, part of me is like, this is really cute, but part of me is like, this can't be real. It's too cute. Too cute.
I know. And
then of course, do you mind?
No, I want to make my what I said during the episode. So he's falling asleep at like at the middle of the morning, and his doorbell rings, or there's a knock on his door or something. And I was super excited because I was like, Kita! Kita, 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 Kita. It wasn't Kita.
It was Aoba. One of the cool things about this episode is that earlier on, the narration, Simon, was letting us know that in Russia there's two types of Ivan. Ivan being the most common name in Russia. There's the Ivan who is fully dedicated to his work and forgets about his real life, and the Ivan who's missing a screw on his head.
Yeah.
And at the end of
he brings it back at the end.
He brings it back, that in Japan there's two types of Taro. Taro being the most popular name in Japan.
And Taro Tanaka is Mikado's pen name, of course.
Yeah, which that was really cute, really cool. And he said that there's two types of Taro. A nice person, and then we see Mikado, and the person who takes advantage of the nice people, and we see Aoba. That's a nice setup for what will be happening in
And
later.
you can see you can't see it in the last shot, but in the shot beforehand, when Mikado's like opening the door and you can see the balcony, you can see two of Alba's henchmen from the warehouse.
Yeah.
I think the cat-eared one even.
Yeah. And it's funny because like I saw that and I honestly thought they're gonna beat him up or something.
I was sure they're gonna beat the fuck out of him.
Oh, of course.
Or kidnap him or something.
Yeah. Ironically, I don't think that's in Aoba's character, because he wants to manipulate him to put him in a situation to make the most advantage of him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think beating him up is not enough, because he wants the dollars to go down.
But maybe if he like kidnaps Mikado to try to lure out Izaya.
Yeah. That's also legit. That's absolutely legit as well. Yes.
Well, because there's two guys and you can't see them in the shot, which is kind of weird where he opens the door. So I'm like, sketchy.
Yeah, sketchy.
Although also he could just be there for his nerd tour and he brought his friends.
Yeah. Again, maybe we may be reading a little bit too much, but
I don't know. He always has sinister looks in the previews, and I'm like,
And I don't know about you, but that just shows how we feel about Aoba. Is you can't trust them. We can't trust them, and
we have no idea though.
Yeah, and especially with the segment that he had at the end of like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, with the end of the no more plots. episodes.
Yeah. And he's basically being like super ominous.
And,
I have a
I
huge plan for everything.
Isaiah, he ruined my fucking life.
Yeah, which would be, okay. And now I think this is a good moment to move on to the predictions. Prediction number 1, or rather more of an open question, open forum. If you have thoughts on this, leave it in the comments below.
Yeah.
Do you think that Isaiah knows someone is out to get him? Maybe not who specifically, and is trying to make bonds and make friends?
I don't know, because he's always working with the Yakuza, so there's always the possibility somebody's out to get him, and he still doesn't have any friends at this point. So I think he relies on the Yakuza protecting him.
Okay,
to be honest. I think he genuinely like made friends with Mikado, or is either trying to use him or is genuinely like actually worried for him, which is very out of character for Isaiah. But I feel like Mikado understands him in some ways. And they kind of understand each other and work off each other, because they both have to change to keep evolving.
And also, let us not forget that they have known each other for years.
No, they haven't.
No. From the start of the dollars, like wasn't he part of that? Well, what was it? No.
Isaiah was the one that leaked it out to everyone.
Okay,
So either like he must have got it from somebody that they originally leaked it out to, and then Isaiah started leaking it out to everyone.
Yeah.
So he knew something about the dollars, but like. There's no direct relation between them.
Yeah, but my thing was that like they've been chatting on the forum for a long time.
They have been chatting for over a year.
Yeah. So there's this bond. There's clearly this bond, and I know that we joke about this, but the idea of like the hot pot party, like really like hitting Isaiah hard.
Yeah.
And I know
realizing he has no fucking friends.
Yeah, and consider this like the writing tip, advice of the day, but. It's the little fucking things every time. Excuse me for swearing. It's like, it's the little things. It's the idea of, and I actually kind of do feel for Isaiah, because like, everyone else in the plot, everyone else. Like,
literally everyone else.
Including his sisters are at this party of friendship.
Or are having a hot pot somewhere.
This party of, of compassion and kindness and friendship.
And
Isaiah turns to the only person who's a part of his life, Nami.
The only person who isn't part of those hot pot parties.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to go get hot pot? And she says, fuck no.
And not only that, but also makes fun of him for actually caring about that.
And for actually having no friends.
And part of me is like it doesn't feel very anime-esque for him to have that sort of character development.
Yeah.
But I do kind of wish there's a part of that. It is so incredibly human for him to like. This is a man with power, a man with money and wealth and respect and all of those big things that the culture keeps telling people that they should want.
But he has nobody to share it with.
Exactly. Yeah, it's okay. And I don't know. And you guys know me and characters, and I'm a big, huge sucker for these little character moments, and him just having that realization of like, I don't have friends.
Yeah, and then reaching out to Mikado originally to kind of just like be like, dollars are changing, la la la, and then they stay up on the phone all night together.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think? Now that I'm thinking about this, do you think? And this is actually really funny. Do you think he would have opened up to anyone else had they been present in the chat room? Because they realize that the only reason why this happened is because wait. The only reason why they talked. Allow me to build this. Celti was away, and Henri was away as well. Let's say they were alone in the chat room.
No, the twins were there, and then
oh, that's right.
Isaiah called him. Isaiah made the first move.
Yeah.
The only other person I could see Isaiah talking to. No, actually, I was gonna say Kita, but Kita hates his guts.
Yeah, I mean,
Kita would just use everything against him.
Yeah. You know, like
And Shinra, I guess Shinra and Dotachin maybe, because they were kind of friends.
Yeah. See, okay. Now let me do a little more like messing around, or what is a fancy word for guessing? Theorizing. Thank you. Let's theorize a little bit, because I'm sitting here like, I always want to imagine Isaiah going down the list of people he knows, like he ain't talking to his sisters, he ain't talking to Namie, he ain't talking to Celti, because he's still got her head in a jar.
Yeah, minor details.
Yeah, he ain't talking to
maybe
Henri.
Shinra he wouldn't even talk to because he's got her head in the jar.
Yeah, and
Henri had that conversation with him at the end of season 2, or season 1. This is season 2.
And I'm looking at Dotachin and Shinra, and I'm getting this like huge distance.
Yeah,
it's like it feels like
I feel like they haven't talked to each other since.
Yeah.
Well, Shinra's side.
Yeah.
Him and Dotachin probably haven't talked to each other much since high school.
Yeah, and I feel
other than the fact that they're both part of the dollars.
And the idea of him opening up to them makes no sense. So when we boil it down, him and Mikado make sense.
It does. It really does, actually.
He just wants a friend.
Look at my baby.
Feel free to.
Look at how cute he is.
We're screaming out of our lungs we're screaming our lungs off out about gay babies, and the cat's just like sleeping there.
Like,
his head half buried in my bag.
I know. I expected him to actually like go into your bag.
My headphones are there. I hope he doesn't eat them.
He's too sleepy to play.
Trashed here. Okay.
So,
do you have any predictions to make? I've got like a couple.
God, I had one. I think it was mostly about Alba kidnapping.
Yeah.
I don't like where it's headed, but also like. I think that's supposed to be the day that they were supposed to give him the tour, but Henri's going to be at Celti's.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're going to like go to Henri's place and freak out because she's not there, or
okay, yeah.
Or maybe text her and be like, lol, where are you?
I think it would be strange if they're just like, oh, I guess she's not replying, well, just you and me then.
Yeah,
Let's pick up some chicks, maybe.
Oh, and Rochi's in the next one.
Oh yeah, Rochi's in the next one.
I know somebody in the comments was like, no, Rochi's good. I'm like... Prove it, Rochi.
Okay. We don't hate Rochi. We're giving him the benefit of the doubt for now. For now, until he proves us wrong. He just looks like which he may as well do in the next episode.
It's true.
We'll have to see.
Most of the preview was about Rochi and Alba, so...
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm looking forward... I mean, okay. Some of you who follow me, who follow my writing videos know this, like, I don't hate characters as though I don't want them in the show. I actually enjoy them, because to me... Characters are about having emotional reactions, whether they're negative or positive. It's good to have somebody you love, and also good to have somebody you don't like. And, Rochi is kind of like walking that line really closely, because I feel like parts of his character are like ticking me off the wrong way, but that's okay. Like, he's still part of the story, and I appreciate him and what he brings to the plot.
And I'm sure he'll have something to bring to the plot further.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a gang, but it hasn't done much yet.
Yeah, and the one thing that I'm looking forward to is because on the closing theme, and this may be a prediction if you want, on the closing theme, you see Namie, and then Rochi, like, arms outstretched, they're like, come to me, my love.
Episode.
Yeah, no, I want to see that, because Namie has, like, no love for anyone but her brother, so I want to see if Rochi can somehow bridge this gap between her and her incestuous love for her brother.
Yummy.
Yummy? Oh my god, well, you do love the twins, so, I mean...
But that's... cute.
Yeah.
It's not creepy.
It is, because...
Namie is not like... Namie tracks like Seiji's every move and is like constantly calling him and stuff.
Yeah,
well, it used to be in season 1 at least. I think she's given him a little bit of distance, maybe.
Maybe with the question mark at the end.
Yeah.
So with
other predictions.
So on that point... Oh yeah, do you have any other predictions? Okay, one more prediction. And, I mean, maybe this is like incredibly obvious for everyone else, but for me, I want... Simon's tragic backstory. I need Simon because we know him and Dennis worked for the Assassins, okay?
Yeah.
But they stopped working for the Assassins.
And he changed his name.
Yeah, he changed his name, and I want to know why.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's not good. So.
No, yeah, and again, like, give me your tragic backstory. I love it, and I think that we have earned enough like character points, to unlock his tragic backstory, and I really do want it. But I'm willing to wait a little bit more for it to feel right, and hopefully really get animation for it.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times. Oh, do you have any more predictions?
That's it.
I think we should move on to awards of the show. Allow me to go first. I am giving Kitty and I the Dongle Award for forgetting that Henri can defend herself.
Forgetting Henri has a sword, basically inside of her.
Yeah, well, actually, out of the main 3 characters, like Kira, Mikado, and Henri, she's the most
capable.
Let's
be real.
Yeah, like Aoba and 3 kids younger than him against Mikado. Yeah, he's getting kidnapped and beat up, and there's no hope for Mikado.
Mikado got remember in season 1 where Mikado got overpowered by those 2 cleaner guys who came from Namie's place?
Yes.
Yeah, Mikado's a shit.
No. Like Kida maybe.
Kida has a little bit more chance, but he's not gonna. He fucking almost died that one time at the end of season 1.
Yeah, and let us not forget that Henri has a magic sword and
that is always with her.
And half the city, a third of the city under her control.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
And let us not forget that Egor is actually
that's right. Egor's
under
Psycho's
control.
Yeah.
Do you have any awards you want to hand out?
I have 2, and I've forgotten both.
They were both gay. You told me.
Oh, one was gay.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Award for gayest dumb babies goes to 2 people this time. It's both Izaya and Mikado, and Celti and Henri. Because those bicycle rides are always just so close and hugging and gay, and she's always there to protect her.
Exactly, the embrace.
And then Mikado and Izaya is
that smile on Mikado's face is just falling asleep.
That smile, trying to God, what?
Okay. You know what? I know that we just talked about this, but let's turn it around. Let's make it about Mikado instead. Do you think he feels alone in the city right now?
Especially with Kita gone, yes.
Yeah, and with awkward things with Henri, because they're clearly not hanging out.
They're not hanging out as much as they used to with Kita.
Yeah.
I think Kita was kind of the glue between them, and Kita thought, if I'm gone, they'll be able to bond more. But Mikado's so fucking awkward that
exactly
it's not happening.
Yeah. So I imagine that those really cute internet relationships with Isaiah and Mikado, and I didn't want to ship it, but I'm shipping it now. It's all over. Just kill me now.
It's happened again.
No.
This happens all the time.
Every time.
I feel like I had another award too. Shit. Whatever.
Was it about Verona?
No. Maybe that was the only one. I thought I had 2. Oh well, that's good.
And that pretty much wraps up today's episode. Moscow does not know of crowds. If you want to follow along, you can watch the show on Crunchyroll and the first season on Hulu. Go check it out if you want to. And if you have thoughts on today's episode or thoughts of on how much of a dongles we were by forgetting about Henri having superpowers, leave comments below. Let us know what you think. We love reading your comments, and it's always incredibly fun. With all of that said, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all of the socially related things, and we'll be seeing you soon. Mwah.
Yay.
Oh, the cat just woke up.
Hey, puppy.
He's a dongle.
I gave him a kiss for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys just kissed him.
Yeah.
He's happy about it.